The shift of your solar system. Greetings, we are the Arcturian Counsil. We are pleased to connect with all of you. We are providing you with insights that we hope resonate with you, but we invite you to reach your own conclusions when it comes to your personal experiences. You can take what we say with a grain of salt, especially if it does not match with what you are experiencing at the present moment. We speak to as many of you as we can, but certainly some of you are having much different experiences, and we honor that, and we invite you to do the same. That being said, we have a new message for you, a new transmission that we hope resonates with the vast majority of you. You are living in a solar system that has taken itself to a brand new frequency range. You are reaching higher and higher vibrational states as a solar system. It is not just Earth that is ascending, it is not just humanity. All the planets, moons, and the sun are also ascending. And that means that the way you've experienced the other celestial bodies is shifting. You cannot count on Venus to be the same, Venus now as it was 20, 30, or 40 years ago. You cannot ask for Jupiter to stop evolving, and what you receive from your relationships to these other celestial bodies is becoming more and more significant to your personal journeys. You may wish to have a more intuitive response to what is happening when Mercury is in retrograde, for example. When any of your planets in your solar system are in retrograde, you may want to consider that your experience of that is shifting. These planets are shifting, the Earth is shifting, and you are shifting as well. So rely on your personal experience and your personal relationship with these celestial bodies, rather than that you've learned that they are all about. The history of the solar system has very little to do with where you are going. Expect new relationships with the celestial bodies around you, and expect to find life in your solar system on planets and other moons as you awaken your awareness to these other beings and as you allow for a shift to have its effect on not only Earth, but on all the other celestial bodies as well. Disclosure. We have begun to explore different possibilities that are facing humanity at this time. We are looking down different timelines and seeing what is in store for you as a collective if you decide to traverse those timelines. And we are here to inform you that there's one particular timeline that looks very enticing from our perspective. So we're just going to suggest that you pursue the timeline in which you feel the emotion deep inside of you to the point where you come to a tipping point in the degree to which you feel compassion for one another. On this particular timeline, that compassion leads to the forgiveness that is also a necessary part of your evolution and your ascension. And so you see, when you take that approach to life, you are not reliant on governments making big announcements about aliens and UFOs, criminals and large organizations that you might call a cabal or Illuminati being brought to justice, and your futures are not dependent upon the big oil companies granting you access to free energy. Your ascension is not dependent upon a redistribution of wealth, a revaluing of currency. It is not dependent upon ETs landing in their ships, disarming all your weapons, bringing you to some sort of moment where you gather together as a collective. It is all in your hands. If you choose a timeline that involves your accessing your deepest and darkest emotions so that you can feel compassion for anyone and everyone that you come into contact with, you can make this ascension process easy and even enjoyable. All of those other eventualities that we have mentioned can only occur when you recognize that none of these individuals, whether they be your nemesis or your heroes, are separate from you. None of them are outside of you, and when you wake up to this knowledge, you can live in the world that you want to live in. But as long as you deny these aspects of yourself exist, and you deny the pain that comes with that acknowledgement, you will delay the inevitable moment of ascension. That is why we are suggesting that you feel into the timeline, and that you choose it for yourself as an individual, taking as many willing participants with you as you can. Awakening your new abilities. There is no stopping the human collective and the momentum that is carrying you forward. There is nothing that we can see as a possibility to bring your movement forward, your evolution to a halt. You are magnificent beings of love and light, and you are awakening more and more every day to the truth of who you are. There is no one and nothing outside of you that can prevent your shift in consciousness. You are readying yourselves for tremendous leaps forward and granting yourselves access to more and more of who you are every day. Therefore, do not be surprised to awaken new abilities within yourself. Do not be surprised when you begin to hear and see things that you did not hear and see previously. You are morphing into higher dimensional beings, and as that process continues, you grant yourself access to those abilities in small spurts and in minor occurrences. Now, once you have one of these episodes, you can call it a fluke, or you can decide that it is an ability that you are gaining more access to and that you are learning how to utilize more effectively. You ultimately want to access these abilities more consciously, and you ultimately will. There is no question about that. The question is whether you will be patient with yourselves while you're on this journey of awakening these abilities. Are you going to enjoy the experience, or you're always going to be waiting for the next experience and the next? Are you always going to be looking for confirmation that what you received or what you perceived was real? We suggest that you continue to live your lives and not get hung up on when you will be able to access all your abilities whenever you want to have access to them. We suggest that you take each of these experiences as an indication that you are moving forward, you are making progress, and that there will always be more to come. But you can always enjoy what you have right now. You can always enjoy the increased access that you're experiencing and the knowing that there's always more to come. You get to decide how you experience this awakening process and this ascension process, and you never have to worry that you're going to be left behind just because someone else is accessing more of their abilities than you are. When you find yourself in one of those scenarios, just process those emotions that come up and feel happy for your friend. What anyone else can do, you can do as well, and it is all just a matter of timing. Synchronizing with your higher selves. It is a beautiful sight to witness you all synchronizing with the energies of your higher selves. Seeing you move from the egoic perspective to the perspective of your higher self is absolutely stunning to behold. You are not just moving from one dimension to another, you are adding dimensionality to yourselves. You are becoming more of who you are, and incorporating the energies of your higher self is precisely how you do that. You have always been your higher selves, your oversouls, and you have always been source energy. But knowing that, experiencing it, and harmonizing with those energies is something that you have not yet done while in these physical bodies, not completely. You are still in the process of becoming that fifth dimensional version of who you are, the version of who you are who knows the deeper connection that you have with all beings. You have acquired quite a bit of baggage as you've operated from the egoic perspective for countless lifetimes. In the removal of the baggage, who is revealed to you is more of your true self, your higher self, that aspect of you that holds space for you and for the knowing of yourselves as divine beings and members of a greater collective. The way that you shed your baggage is by owning it. The way that you own it is by releasing all of your resistance to it. As you release resistance and judgment, you have a pure experience of yourselves. You are not here to perfect anything. You are here to experience it all. And you recognize that everything that you've experienced has served you in some way. You can drop the resistance and you can drop the judgment, and you operate more fully as your higher selves. And as you do, you slip right into the fifth dimensional frequency range, and that is when it seems like you have gone to an entirely new reality. A kinder, gentler shift. You have taken yourselves to so many different turning points on your journey as a collective, and you've always taken the path that leads to ascension for humanity. You've had many opportunities to take yourself down a different path, the path that would ultimately lead you to more third-dimensional experiences, and the playing out of the same types of victim and perpetrator roles that you've been playing for eons in your solar system. You have opted for a gradual shift. You have decided to take yourselves to the fifth dimension by focusing on what is in front of you in your personal lives, and by allowing yourselves to get triggered by what is happening on a national, international scale. When the option arises for humanity to experience some sort of gigantic, cataclysmic event, you always opt for a more peaceful transition, a more gentle one. When you face the challenges and the tragedies and the traumas that are occurring in your own personal lives that can seem very much like you are taking the route of the cataclysmic event, what is important to you is what matters the most. And when you are experiencing something that is very personal and very private, and also very challenging and traumatic, you are doing tremendous work. And you are giving yourselves an opportunity to make the choice that you didn't make in Lemuria and you didn't make in Atlantis. Now that you are ready to shift your consciousness, recognize that the Earth is ready as well. The Earth is supporting you on your journey. The extraterrestrials that are here to help you are supporting you, and we are, of course, coming through vessels like our channel here to serve and to help in whatever way we can. However, and we want to make this very clear, you as a human collective are making the choice to ascend in the way that you are ascending. It is not a decision that was made before you incarnated. It is not a decision that has been made for you. It is your decision because you realize that having your own personal experiencing and holding compassion in your hearts for others as a result of those experiences is what serves you and the collective the most. A universal awakening. It is an awakening of more than just your ego that is occurring. As you recognize that the shift in consciousness is a universal occurrence, you must recognize that you are shifting at every level of your beingness. Your higher selves and your oversouls exist in higher dimensional states, higher frequency states, and yet they are shifting as well. They are having their own form of an awakening experience. What that means is you will be connecting to and feeling and experiencing a different type of oversoul being as the shift is completed. You are becoming your own higher self. You are becoming the embodiment of your higher self. But you will not be the same higher self that you have been relating to and receiving all of your years on planet Earth in this lifetime. So you and your higher self are merging to create something new, something more magnificent than has ever been experienced. And of course, we are shifting as well, as source energy continues to expand, continues to create, explore, and experience more of itself. There is no end to this journey. There is no place that we are all going. It is all about experiencing more of ourselves, awakening more aspects of who we already are, and then using what we uncover to create something new, some new experience of reality. We are both the experiences of this journey, and we are all creating as well. Creating as we go, receiving feedback from our experiences and bringing that new information to that which we are in the process of creating, exploring, and experiencing. The energies of the shift are also about merging. They are about merging perspective, merging the physical and the non-physical, merging the divine feminine with the divine masculine. They are about merging darkness with light, merging polarities. And like mixing colors creates a different color, we are all in the process of creating something that has never been experienced, and that is exciting. And that is the way it will always be as we come together as a universal collective in this shift and recognize ourselves as the source energy that is having the ride of its life. We are the Arcturian Counsil, and we have enjoyed connecting with you.